In the last video, we discussed the flow of the development of philosophy, along with physics, the other wing of reason, to broaden our understanding of mind and matter. In next two videos, we'll look at the philosophical developments that physics has had with advances in chemistry and biology, where the understanding of evolution, electrons and light, color, and thermodynamics and energy will provide a broader understanding of Aristotle's matter and causes of form and causes of interaction and goal. The 1800s was a time of significant philosophical activity and exploration. There were many different themes and movements that emerged during this period, but some of the most prominent ones include 1. Idealism, movement of a strong emphasis on the role of the mind and consciousness in shaping our understanding of reality. 2. Materialism, emphasized the importance of physical matter and natural laws in shaping our understanding of reality. 3. Existentialism, emphasized the individual's subjective experience of the world and the importance of free will and personal choice. 4. Positivism, movement of empirical observation and scientific method in understanding the world. Science in 1800s. The 19th century saw significant developments in science, with many new discoveries and theories emerging in various fields. Evolution, the theory of evolution, proposed by Charles Darwin in 1859, explained how species change over time through the process of selection. 2. Atomic theory. This theory provided a foundation for our understanding of chemistry and the structure of matter after Democritus in ancient Greek. Electromagnetism, the relationship between electricity and magnetism coming from electron and light. 4. Germ theory, the discovery that many diseases are caused by microorganisms. 5. Thermodynamics, the laws of thermodynamics, which describe the relationships between heat, energy, and work. These explain better about the matter, form, interaction, and fate, four causes of Aristotle's, of non-living and living beings. Go further about mind. During the same period of time and in the same university, Schopenhauer and Hegel studied about mind. Hegel's theory about mind is a central aspect of his philosophical system. And compared to Schopenhauer, Hegel's theory got influenced from the concepts in chemistry and biology. He believed that mind, or spirit, Geist, is the ultimate reality and the basis for all knowledge and understanding. For Hegel, mind is not just an individual entity, but it is also a collective entity that exists in history, culture, and society. Hegel saw mind as a dynamic and evolving entity that continually develops and transforms itself through a process he called dialectics. According to Hegel, dialectics is a process of conflict and resolution that leads to the synthesis of opposing ideas. According to biology, the current being, thesis, run into an unfavorable condition, antithesis, to evolve into a new being, synthesis. In other words, when two opposing ideas or concepts clash, they form a new and more complex idea that incorporates elements of both. Hegel also believed that mind is a self-conscious entity that is aware of itself and its place in the world. He argued that the individual mind is not separate from the universal mind, but is rather a manifestation of it. This means that every individual mind is a part of the larger whole, and that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Furthermore, Hegel believed that mind is not static or fixed, but is constantly in motion and evolving. He believed that human history is a progressive realization of the absolute spirit, and that every stage in history represents a necessary step in the development of the collective human mind. Immanuel Kant's theory of mind emphasizes the importance of the individual subject in the process of knowledge acquisition through a priori categories, such as space and time. In contrast to Hegel, Kant believed that the mind is not a self-conscious entity in itself, but rather it is a subjective tool that we use to interact with the world. Schopenhauer, on the other hand, viewed the mind as a passive receptor of sensations rather than an active generator of knowledge. He argued that the will, or the irrational desires and impulses that motivate us, is the ultimate reality, and that the mind is simply a tool that the will uses to carry out its desires. Schopenhauer's view of the mind as a passive instrument contrasts sharply with Hegel's view of the mind as a dynamic, Kant view, and self-conscious entity. Hegel believed that the mind is not just a tool for acquiring knowledge or a passive receptacle for sensations, but rather it is an entity that is aware of itself and its place in the world, Leibniz's view. Hegel also emphasized the importance of history and culture in shaping the collective mind, something that Kant and Schopenhauer did not explore in the same depth. Also, like Spinoza, Hegel also believed that the individual mind is not separate from the universal mind, but is rather a manifestation of it. Also, both rejected the dualism. However, Spinoza viewed the mind as a passive reflection of the body and the external world, whereas Hegel believed that the mind is an active and self-conscious entity that is aware of itself and its place in the world. Additionally, Spinoza's concept of God or nature is a monistic and deterministic one, while Hegel's concept of the absolute spirit is dynamic and evolving. What about body? Importantly, Hegel's theory of mind does not ignore the role of material experience, but rather integrates it into his overall philosophical system. According to Hegel, the mind is not separate from the material world, but is rather intimately connected to it. Hegel believed that the mind develops through a repeating process of self-realization, which involves the assimilation of external reality into the individual's subjective experience. This means that material experience is an essential component of the development of the mind, as it allows the individual to actively interact with and learn from the world around them. Hegel also emphasizes the importance of overcoming the limitations of the body and material world through the development of human reason and self-consciousness. He suggests that the ultimate goal of human existence is to achieve a state of absolute knowledge, in which we attain a complete understanding of ourselves and the world around us, and transcend the limitations of the physical world. Overall, Hegel's idealistic philosophy views the body and material world as important, but ultimately subordinate, elements in the development of human consciousness and self-awareness. He sees human thought and action as actively shaping and transforming the material world, while also recognizing the importance of bodily experience in grounding our sense of self and our interactions with the world. Hegel's Encyclopedia of Philosophical Science is notable for its attempt to unify all branches of knowledge under a single philosophical system, like Aristotle, Kant. He organizes his ideas into three parts: logic, nature, and spirit. In the section on nature, he explores the various domains of the natural world, including physics, chemistry, and biology. Hegel sees the natural world, including the domains of physics, chemistry, and biology, as a necessary part of his overall philosophical system. Schopenhauer's philosophy views the body and material world as central to human experience, but emphasizes the limitations and frustrations of human desire and the illusory nature of the physical world. He sees the possibility of transcending these limitations through spiritual practice, but ultimately views the human condition as one characterized by suffering and unfulfilled desires. Bergson's philosophy sees the body as an integral part of human consciousness and experience, and emphasizes the importance of bodily experience in shaping our understanding of the world. For Bergson, the body is intimately connected to time and duration, and he argues that bodily experience is characterized by a sense of continuity and flow. He suggests that the body is constantly adapting and adjusting to its environment, and that this process of adaptation is integral to our experience of the world. However, he also suggests that the body can be transcended through the development of intuition and creative thought, and sees the possibility of accessing a deeper reality beyond the limitations of the physical world. Thank you for watching Part 1. I will see you shortly with Part 2. I wish philosophers start using more chemistry than classical physics to study philosophy. Bye for now.